really, I don't feel I'm out of place anymore, which I probably did for the first year, because you do, because I sort of look around and I was the only person who sort of looked like me. I sort of realised what it must have been like for the early subcontinent brothers who came to this country, and you get one dark-skinned black person in a village, and everybody would stare at them. And so it was like a role reversal. So that was quite interesting as well. But no, I think it's great. But so I still feel like a revo because I'm still learning. And I think, from my point of view, I think I'll always be learning because I started a lot later than a lot of you. So therefore, inshallah, I'll still be learning when I'm not learning anymore. Does that make sense?
Any questions for the
Any questions?
When you are out in society in general, do you feel different?
Yes, I do. Actually, yeah, that's a good question. That's a good question. Yes, I do, because I think about things totally differently. Before I reverted, I was quite, I was a very patriotic, quite right-wing person.
Really?
Yeah. But I'd been a nurse, so I was used to dealing with anything. So I could sort of not show things quite well, because you've got to just get on with it. But no, I do think differently, and there's things that I see that I don't like, which was one of the reasons that finally got me to come down to the masjid with Marco. It was because there were things going on in the Church of England I didn't agree with. I don't like what's going on when you walk down the street and you see people with high-neck clothes on, and it's just people drunk in the middle of the day, and there's just a lot of bad stuff going on in this country at the moment, which is very different to when I was a young man. That sort of 50 years has changed dramatically in this country. It really has. We used to be quite different to as we are now. Even in church attendance, things like that. So things have deteriorated. And what's the other thing? I think I feel like a Muslim when I'm talking about it, because I'm often doing dhikr, and I don't do things now that I used to do. If I was with a group of friends, language might get a bit, I swear a few times, or you say things that now I would be unhappy and uncomfortable with, and in fact that does cause a problem. I don't know if any of the sisters find this, but if some of your old, even long-term friends, and certainly members of your own family, you become a bit uncomfortable with being in their presence for too long, because I can say something, but then people see you, they start to ignore you after a while. You don't get invited to things, and that's fine, because it's actually easier. So, but sort of letting go and cutting off. I was talking to Rasul, who's a brother of Rasul, who's a really good friend, and we often talk about all sorts of things, and I said it's a sort of process of letting go of an old life and making a new life. And I would say that and this is sincerely meant as well, this is the truth. I think I've got more good friends now in the masjid than I had before. I knew a lot of people, but I'm talking about people that I could phone and know they had my back. I'd say, I need help. And because you've got a religion, it really binds you together. I go and have a cup of tea, we have a chat, and then next time for prayer, we get down and pray together. Now, I think that is so bonding. Yeah, it's an amazing bonding, and I love doing that. I think, just 2 or 3 of us and praying at somebody's house is really good. It's very spiritual, in fact. And you feel very close to those brothers. So there are lots of differences. I think as well, as an English person, you would never go and hug people. I mean, it's very not British, really. I mean, it's becoming more as the younger ones are coming up. But you don't do that. You don't hold a brother's hand, or you wouldn't do it, because it would bring in all these things about sexuality, which doesn't occur in Islam. That is not an issue, it's because it's well defined, you know, there's men and there's women. And that's, in my mind, what it should be like. So I think that's all I've got to say about that. Shane, is that okay?
Absolutely fine.
Can I hand back, please?
Jazakallah khairan. This is a pleasure. Amazing. Thank you very much for this lovely contribution, and thank you for the questions. I think we have put everybody on the enough pressure for this month, I think.